start it off here, boys. Courtney Cronin, shout out to Courtney Cronin, my co-host over on the Chicago Bears podcast.
Big flex.
Talked about in her recent article, phenomenally named Tequila Shots, a shocking loss, a big contract inside the Bears hiring of Ben Johnson. She talked about in there how the situation now is going to be different and has been different, and how the hiring process has been completely different. And everybody who went through the process talked about how the Bears seemed like a serious organization in this entire process. And now I think you have to have the conversation on, okay, most of our brains go, okay, when's Ryan Poles getting extended? What's happening? We're still waiting on our GM. Well, she actually dropped a couple of interesting nuggets in this article where, number one, a team source with knowledge of the situation says that Poles' deal is not in the last year of his deal, but in fact runs through 2026. So we've got this year and next year for Ryan Poles' deal, which realistically at the end of it means you're negotiating a deal soon, but also that the expectation is he will receive an extension to align him with Johnson, who signed a 5-year contract with the Chicago Bears, a term that is common for first-time head coaches. So you're talking about the possibility of Ryan Poles being signed through 2030. Boys, when you hear Ryan Poles getting this extension, we talked about Ryan Poles. I've talked about a lot of the struggles that I think you put Caleb Williams through in year one and why I would move on from him from that situation. But it seems like we've really flipped the script here. Are you okay with Ryan Poles getting an extension and being trusted till 2030?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. I think realistically, it kind of just does a couple of things. And I love this for the Bears organization as a whole. It qualms all the stuff that the Bears do things backwards. The Bears are being stupid, this, that, and the other. We now have, at least to some degree, a legitimate roadmap as to who's going to be here, who's calling the shots. We're giving them a good enough time to actually turn things around. Well, hopefully by then we're in Arlington or wherever the heck the stadium's going to be.
Hopefully we got a stadium.
Hopefully we got a stadium by then, right? But all in all, it's like, hey, it seems as if the Bears not only have doubled down in making sure that they open the checkbook to get coaches, but they've doubled down in showing the world that, hey, we have faith in what Ryan Poles has brought to the table, and we back him. So I love to see it all the way around.
We back.
It's funny how you can
we back.
It's funny how you can change the narrative just like that, because we were just talking about Ryan Poles being on the hot seat, and we don't know if this guy actually can do his job. His hand being held by Kevin Warren this offseason being pivotal as far as what he's going to do and if he's going to be sticking around. Now you're talking about him being extended with the head coach for the next 5 years, which actually makes a lot of sense. Like PK said, you're handling yourself like a big boy organization. You're doing things the right way, and you can see the trust is starting to build back up because of the moves they made. They're investing money into the right things. The head coaches, the staff, they're getting an all-star staff with all of these great names, fitting in the right position. Like, I love the way this is kind of forming. And Ryan Poles honestly has to take some of that credit. So I love the fact that he is getting an extension.
Yeah, I like the fact that he's getting an extension. The fact that he's basically in lockstep with Ben Johnson at this point, literally, it's something that I like. And listen, they're making a concerted effort with the monsters of coaches that they brought in. At this point, this is the monsters of coaching right now that they brought in. When you look at this, if he's able to keep Caleb off of his back, hey, listen, you might have a 5 to 10 year run where you solidify the GM spot, and the Bears actually look like, dare I say, they're doing things right.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not mad at it. I love to see where this is going right now.
I would say this: what we're seeing is that this is Kevin Warren. They're aligned, so it's from the top down. So clearly, Kevin Warren likes Poles, and now we got a coach. We have everything in place, and it's done the right way. Versus when Ryan Poles got here, it was all done backwards. They basically put a coach on him. Then they had the GM, McCaskey. They're all over the place. This is fully aligned. They want to win, and to me, this is a Kevin Warren effect, because that's what we were saying when he got here. We have to wait and see what he wants to do as he runs this team. So I think that this guy he's won before. He's had the structure that they've had before. So I like seeing what they've done. So It makes sense. I mean, Ryan Poles was still a rookie GM,
Yeah.
so now he's in year 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, so at least we're done with the rookie stuff.
We can't call him a rookie.
No, I'm saying
This is first stop.
when he first
First
started,
stop.
he was a rookie GM.
Yeah,
Now,
year 1.
Yeah, but now he's shown enough for for Warren that he doesn't. This is his guy. So now from the top down, the president to the GM to now the coaching staff, it's all aligned, and I like where we're going.
I'll give you credit on that, and Dub and Drew, y'all can jump in on this one. Like the change in the organization, just from what it seems like Kevin Warren walking in the door and saying, maybe you've made some wrong turns, but we're going to stick with you because I know that they suck.
Yeah. or
I know
that
they've messed up.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
that they've held your hand in certain moments. Like, does it feel like Kevin Warren is the change that has come here, or do you think it's Ryan Poles?
I think it's definitely Kevin Warren. I definitely think it's a change in how the Bears are perceived. I think the organization is realizing forever we've ran like a mom and pop shop.
Yeah.
And forever, we've done things backwards. We've hired the coach, then we get the quarterback a couple years later. The coach isn't married to the quarterback. The GM isn't married to the coach. And it's just this ring around the rosy of no one's married to anybody. And because no one's married to anybody, there's no continuity. And therefore, you have this change that happens amongst the top positions, coach, GM, quarterback. Now, everything's aligned. And now that we got everything aligned, you have to give credit where credit is due. This got to go to Kevin Warren. He's put together a great foundation in Minnesota when he ran that franchise, and he's showing it here now. He didn't. Hey, listen, he was like, no qualms about it. We want to be great. We want Chicago to be great again, and he's making the Bears great again. So I'm gonna give it all credit to Warren on that one.
Actually, I think it's just basically the Bears stepping into the 21st century. We not even alignment, just the fact that we trying to do this to be an organization. Someone that we can build upon and go further. It's just not a 1 year and out. It's a progressive, continuous, situation where we're growth and trying to be like all the other top tier organizations. Hey, man, we're like one of the originators of the NFL. So we have to. We should be the standard.
Legitimately.
We are the originator of the NFL. So yeah, you should be the standard.
We should be the standard.
You want to know what the worst part about it is? We invented the quarterback position.
Yeah.
And then never got one again.
They had the best, the first one. What was it?
With your T formation, bear down,
Chicago Bears.
I'm
playing that at the Super Bowl party.
I used to hate
In the
hearing that
Super Bowl
song.
Oh, no.
But then I realized every team plays their old songs.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
No, I think here's my thing, right? When you hear that you're going to line him up with the coaching staff, Kevin Warren's probably going to be here longer than anybody, but to me that I think is a conversation on, like Drew said, bringing you into the 21st century of how football is being run, because no matter what you do, you've made the decision. No matter how this works, you made the decision. Ben Johnson's going to be here. Now, whether he finishes out the contract, right, that's dependent on how well he coaches, how well he develops Caleb Williams, how well, the Bears go out and actually make playoffs and go on hopeful playoff runs and hopefully win a Super Bowl, right? But it makes no sense not to marry him when you let him hire the coach.
Facts.
And that was the one thing where it was like, are you going to have a lame duck GM year? And we'll talk about the Myles Garrett situation here coming up, but not having a lame duck GM year in this, to me, offers you the opportunity to say, I'm not taking gambles. You want to know what happened in a lame duck GM year? We traded up to go get Justin Fields, but we had nothing else to help him with.
There was no real
because
plan.
the plan was fix Justin or get Justin, and then maybe he'll just be a godsend for us.
Or you just get a quarterback to fix your mistake.
And you had nothing else that actually worked in your favor because you didn't have anybody building the organization. Now, I still don't trust Ryan Poles in the draft right now.
I'm not going there.
I do.
I don't
Now I do.
I do with the staff.
I do with the staff.
I-
He has the
listen,
right people there now to
yeah.
say, don't do that.
I hope so.
Yeah.
And
You know?
we'll see. And guess what? Maybe everything will change. If we feel that way, we got to see that play out.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Ben Johnson be the leader of a team in a draft. Which one?
I'm just saying, we had Brisker, Kyler Gordon.
Uh-huh.
You got Darnell
Commissioner
Wright.
Gordon,
You got Caleb. We got Rome. You got Javon Dexter.
Mhm.
Like, he's been here this is his fourth year. He's
Right.
gotten His first rounds and second rounds have been hit. The third through the whatever, and we got a punter.
I'll say this. I don't,
So to that point,
Jordan,
so to that point,
sour take.
right now, and I think Caleb will be, but right now you have the third best quarterback in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
You have the sixth best wide receiver in the draft.
I'm just saying
we talk about the draft. We talk about the draft right now. Right now you have the third best quarterback in the draft.
Who's better?
Based off coach.
Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels.
I wouldn't say.
I'm gonna say Bo Nix.
What are you talking about?
Bo Nix balled this year.
I know he balled.
Bo Nix balled this year. But even so, listen, I think that it's not to say that Caleb can't still be the best.
If
I
Caleb
think
was in those
he was put in a
situations.
terrible situation, right? But you have the third best quarterback in the draft. You have the sixth best wide receiver in the draft.
No, they were all the highly rated. You got
have
the third.
your
the
ninth
second
overall
rated,
pick is the sixth best wide
You
receiver
got
in
the
the
third.
draft.
You got the
don't
third
wanna
rated
get that
receiver.
situation
You
in
got
that
the number
case.
one quarterback.
You got the third?
Everybody wanted
The
Caleb.
third?
That's great.
Yeah, because it was Neighbors and
But right now,
Marvin Harrison.
Neighbors and Marvin
but
Harrison. So
right
he was the
now,
third best.
I'm telling you what it is standing at the end
Yeah,
of
but
the
that's based
season.
off trash coaching, bro.
That's great.
It's also based off
He hired the
need on the
coach.
team.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. One at a time. One at a time. One at a time.
I wouldn't say that the player themselves.
One at a time.
Yeah, true.
Xavier Worthy.
Like this is the thing. It is. Yes, it's based off the situation. Who built the situation?
Do we like Brisker?
I like
Absolutely.
Brisker.
Do we like Kyler Gordon?
Hold on. I like Brisker. Brisker also misses a lot of time due to concussion.
I can't help. I mean, his head got rang. That's
Okay.
That's what it is. His belt got
It
rung.
is what it is. That is the fact
Either
of
way,
the matter right
that's
now.
just- but
He's a safety that I
when-
do think is very talented.
When playing, he's a good player, right?
Of course, but so is Tevin Jenkins.
But
He also
anybody
can't stay on the field.
anybody you draft could end up getting injured, but he still picked a good player.
For sure.
All right.
But what I'm saying is based off the results that you've seen right now, you can't say you have the best of the best out of any of these drafts.
What I'm
Now, I'm
no.
not saying that you can't get to the point, but you put Caleb Williams in the situation that he was in.
I got
You decided to ignore the offensive line. Nobody else told you go draft a punter.
Right.
Nobody else told you take a wide receiver at 9. Ryan Poles did that. So I can't sit here and go, well, it's the situation that Caleb Williams was in, and that's why he struggled. When you built the situation.
But that's a separate argument. The whole point is that if Caleb
Yeah,
goes
it's
to a
kinda
better
two
team,
different things, though.
then he's going to
Yeah.
be the number one quarterback, right? But because he got here and he got basically beat up,
Oh, you
Poles
pissing
did
him
do a
off.
great job of
Okay.
hiring the staff. But we're talking about the drafts. I'm
Uh-huh.
not tripping on his draft,
I'm talking about
except
the
for the
drafts.
later round.
No, I'm not tripping on the draft because we needed a quarterback.
Yeah,
We
we
got a
still need
quarterback, whether it's going to be Jaden, Bo Nix, or Caleb, whoever you was
great.
going to pick, it was going to be in the same
That's
situation.
great.
And while
Right.
we're at it, we also have 100, 200, and 300 in the trap.
Oh,
in the
God.
trap.
300 in the trap. That's a different one. 300.
In the trap.
Okay.
Going
Okay.
back to the draft.
Hey, man. Hey, we need to get that blue curtain. son. I'm telling you
That's
right
what
now,
we
dog.
should
We're getting a blue curtain right there, dog. You got to take it back. dog.
No, but Joe, I hear what you're saying. Caleb Williams would be better in a better situation.
But so he's talented.
100%. I
Okay.
never said
you
Caleb
draft-
Williams wasn't
drafted the
talented.
You
guy?
draft off time.
I
So he
never
drafted a talented guy.
did I ever once say Caleb Williams wasn't talented.
Yeah,
in
that's
fact,
not the argument.
did right
You're
after
making
it.
a different
argument.
argument.
In fact, right after it. No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, he
No,
isn't.
I'm not. Let me finish the point.
Why don't you cook?
Caleb Williams is immensely talented. If he was in a better situation, he would be a better quarterback. We all agree, right?
That's
Yeah.
true. Yes.
Who put the situation together?
Right.
Is
Poles.
he
Okay,
still
Ryan-
talented?
Who
Ryan-
ignored the offensive line?
hold on,
I
Can't-
get that. We're
hold on a
talking
second.
about
Hold on a
that's
second.
now you're talking about personnel moves and hiring coaches. But
That's
either way,
him.
we
Hold on,
said
hold on,
draft.
hold
Wait.
on, hold
No,
on.
he's
said
right.
draft.
No. Time out.
We
Joel
said
is right.
draft.
He said that is he didn't draft a lineman because we needed a quarterback. I don't know about the Roma
He
Doomsday
said
thing,
the
but he
draft.
That's
ignored
right.
everything.
That's
No, he's right on that.
That's
There
right.
is a
In the
differentiator
draft,
right
in the
there.
draft, how is offensive lineman been?
We said
In
we
the draft,
had
how
more
his
hits
offensive
than
lineman been?
Look, I'm
Karan
not arguing with you
Amageji
that
ain't
he
played
didn't make
nobody.
all the great moves. He has more hits than misses.
Can we say
picked
and give a
Karan
percentage?
Amagaji.
Let's
That
just do
ain't
it
a
to a
hit.
percentage.
When it comes
let's
to
do it. Let's do
linemen,
it.
He
Let's do it
drafted
to a
Darnell Wright.
percentage.
When it
There's
comes to
one.
linemen, he's
I want to say, let's just
missed
do it to
more
a
than he
percentage overall. That, and we can all agree that he's had more hits than misses, but he has not been the greatest GM.
He's had
ever.
more hits than misses in what?
and just in totality of all
In
his draft
totality,
and
he
all
has
of
signed
everything.
6 offensive linemen and drafted 3, and one of those offensive linemen out of the 9 may be talented.
Yep.
But that's offensive lineman. We talk if you got to go.
That's
DB,
what he was
wide
talking
receiver.
about. That's
No,
what he
you
was
have
talking
you
about.
have
Back.
to. No, you have
That's
to.
what
talk
I'm
about
saying.
in
You know
totality.
what?
The
Fire,
point is
fire,
in totality.
fire polls. That's
No,
what
no,
y'all-
no, 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 no.
No, the point is that he in totality he's had this. Yes, he's really had an F grade when it comes to O linemen. But when it regards to DBs,
Right.
he's scored an A in
Yeah,
DBs.
he
He
hits-
scored
He
a
signed Bayard. He did
he
pretty
scored a C, B or C when
If
it comes
I
to
may,
defensive
Pat.
linemen. So you have to put everything in
If I
totality
may,
to
Pat.
get a top.
Can I say
to
something?
get the top.
Please go ahead.
Can I say something?
Let's get off the rails.
What? What?
I love it.
Sweat.
I know.
What is the goal of the Chicago Bears when they drafted Caleb Williams? To keep him off his back. To keep him off his back. Yes or no?
Yeah, you're
Technically,
right.
no. Ryan Poles didn't think that.
Did he not say, "Hey, I'm gonna fire everybody else. We're gonna bring Flus back." You made all those moves. You made all those moves. You guys can acknowledge it or not. He put himself in that situation. He has to deal with that. He has to lie in it. Those are the questions that we had. Even if Ben Johnson did walk through the door, it was, hey, can he be competent enough to build the offensive line and keep it going so that way Caleb Williams is upright enough so that way he isn't the third best quarterback coming out of the draft.
Yeah, we get
Right.
that. Personnel
Right.
moves,
But-
coaching,
That's
hiring,
what
all
you
those.
turning around
Hold
like
on,
you're saying,
hold on. No, what my argument or what I was just talking about was his draft. I
Mhm.
wasn't critiquing the other moves. I get it. He is at fault for thinking that this team was ready. He said himself, it's going to be hard to make this team. He thought his team was built. They thought that maybe Caleb was a little bit more ahead in the game to be able to just go, plug and play quarterback and go. He was wrong. So he has had some issues with assessment. But overall, I'm fine with Poles because he's got us in a better situation than we've had where Pace was a little over aggressive out of the trading away picks, doing certain moves to try to build his team. He's done a better job than Phil Emery. Phil Emery built an offense. The defense fell apart. He couldn't build that.
Take a shot.
Jerry Angelo was a good GM.
Ain't got none. No.
I'm just saying he was a good GM to a point, and then he stopped being able to draft. They couldn't draft an offensive line. They couldn't draft an offensive line. He couldn't get an offensive coordinator for Lovey. So my point is that where we are with Poles, he came in as a rookie GM. He's learning. There was a lot of moves that we lauded. Now what happened is that it all fell apart this season. So it all falls on him. So heavy is the head that wears the crown.
I will say this just to back Joel up a little bit on that. Look at what we're talking about now. We're talking about Ryan Poles getting Ben Johnson getting Dennis Allen, all that. Like,
Agreed.
He has now righted a lot of those wrongs, and to the point where now there's no way in the world we go to this draft room and somebody's gonna be like, oh yeah, you need to
Draft a punter.
Yeah, there you go. That's not gonna happen now. It can't. You have 3 former head coaches on your staff already. 3, 4, maybe more. I think it's 3.
No,
Be
you
Eric.
got
Dennis
you only
Allen.
got Dennis Allen. That's it.
No, Eric was
no,
an
no,
offensive
no.
coordinator.
Dennis Allen.
Somebody else was there.
But,
no.
but look,
I thought I was thinking
No,
Eric, but he
nobody else
wasn't.
is a head coach. in
He was
the
an
league.
offensive
the
coordinator.
other problem,
I mean, all of them have been head coaches or
but
something.
when it gets down to this is when you sit there and have a cheap budget, you don't have the ability to really like develop your squad. What you have now is that the there's no more restrictions in the sense that you can go out. We want to win.
You have a
So
real think
when
tank
you
now.
have this, I mean, the thing is, this coaching staff that we've never seen this.
We have a real
No.
think tank now.
I
We have
agree
a
with
real
that.
collective
You've
of
covered all your
geniuses
boxes.
now
Checked
that
all
can
the
help
boxes.
make sure that this
super
isn't a
chat.
failure.
We got a super chat.
I fully agree with that. Shout out to the super chat for Papa,
Papa
do that.
Papa do
Papa do that.
that.
Post draft strategy has built key players for the Bears through. Though
Though-
some picks fell short, continued player development and smart drafting will be key to the team's success moving
Shout
forward.
out to Papa.
I get that. My point is, you have entire rounds of drafts that he has not done well.
Yeah.
You
I
have
get that.
entire moves that you've made that he controls. And I'm talking about in the draft that he has not done well.
Facts.
No,
We talk about Braxton Jones.
no,
as,
facts.
yes.
no, Ian Cunningham.
Oh, we're going to blame Ian Cunningham. Get him out of here. We need that third
I'll
round
take
pick.
that pick.
400 in the chat, by the way.
Oh, well, 400. That's No, but I think here's the thing, right? My point in all of this, did you just wave?
Hey, that's his thing, baby.
I thought you hit the phone.
The baby's fine.
Yeah, that's
Like
even worse.
Florida.
But no, like my point in all of that is I agree that you should make the move that you're making now.
I love Gucci.
I don't forget the sins that we've seen.
I get that.
It is.
I don't forget the season.
That's why he's like a 60-40
You're-
kind of deal.
That's why I said
Yeah,
percentage.
but
But
you keep saying-
Dub got to get in.
You keep
100%.
saying
Right, like it didn't
60-40.
happen.
We talk about Caleb, and we're talking about Caleb, Kyler,
Brisker.
Brisker.
You got to count
Brisker,
Brisker.
Dexter
and Rome.
Dexter.
Dexter
And-
hasn't shown me that he's hit yet.
And you
Bro,
brought.
you
and he
just
brought in.
said
And
this
he
is
brought
our
in.
defensive tackle of the
he-
future.
And he
You
brought in
literally
the
was talking
linebacker.
about
That
it.
literally
was
said
that
that.
was
His-
You
that
said
was
that.
I'm saying his linebacker signing is good too.
which one? Because
Uh,
Tremaine Evans is
no,
terrible.
no,
TJ Edwards is a
TJ.
dog.
TJ Edwards was great. I said
And though, and
He
Four
brought that
weeks
guy
into
too.
the season.
And Sweat too.
Hold on,
He
hold
brought
on.
that guy too.
I said 4 weeks into the season, he's our defensive tackle of the future because he had 4 sacks 4 weeks into the season.
Uh-huh.
How many sacks did he have after that?
I'm gonna say 4. I mean 0.
1.
One, yeah.
Right.
He had 1 sack after that. So yes, he did hit the ground
Gucci,
running.
who do
He
you
was
like? You don't
looking
like
great.
nobody.
I ain't worried about that.
Gucci
But,
don't like
I
nobody.
ain't worried about that. But the thing for me is breaking news. LA Rams have made wide receiver Cooper Kupp available for trade. You keeping him again?
Nope.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah, he learned his
Oh,
lesson.
he cooked.
But like to me,
Keep him Puka.
I am fine with remembering that. Now just do different.
We are doing
My
different.
point is not to sit here and say that Ryan Poles is King Poles again.
You have to see how it turns.
I got to see how this all
You gotta
turns
see how it
out.
turns out.
You
Yeah.
can't
Press
just beat
Poles.
King Poles
Yeah,
because I think some of your draft capital is going to work out. You haven't drafted a single Pro Bowler.
I'm with you. I
You
get
haven't drafted one Pro Bowler yet in 4 drafts, in 3 drafts.
Well, we got bad coaching, bad this, bad
Oh,
line, bad.
God.
I
What do you mean,
agree.
oh my God. What do you mean?
Again, who can fire the coaches?
You got look.
I'm
You
gonna
got a
say,
freaking
so-
coach that
so-
they can't
so-
call a
so-
timeout.
I agree.
You got a
before we-
coach that can't set like nobody's that we just talked about. There's nobody developing anybody. You can draft the players. It's coaching and players.
I think the one thing I would say is you can only judge a man by what he does after he's made his mistakes.
I'm fine.
And so now you've seen the mistakes, he's correcting
If
them.
he's gotten a chance.
Look
to,
at
I
it
agree
now.
with
You
that.
open a checkbook, and now we've got all the right people in
Oh,
place
yeah.
to make sure that we now have Pro Bowl caliber
Right.
players because we do have Pro Bowl caliber talent on the roster. They just haven't seen that because we haven't put them in the right
I'm
situation.
fine with
So now you get to actually do that.
and I'm fine with
Nah,
Pat's
Jaquan-
narrative.
Jaquan
I'm
was
fine with
there.
Pat's narrative of now this is a wait and see. He basically the trust that we had given to Poles has kind of been broken. He has to now build it back up. So we're on now it's wait and see, but he's definitely on a path of doing things differently. He's got a better coaching staff in here. Now the things might bear more fruit than what he thought he was doing as he
Pun
came in
intended.
there. He basically got
Yeah.
No, is it-
Pun intended.
no.
Damn
Dub's just trying to get in for. He's got to go say something on this. He's got a good point.
Oh,
Okay.
snap.
Come on,
I
Dub.
didn't have anything. I agree with all the points. I didn't have anything specific to say.
Okay, we'll keep it moving.
All right, well,
JKD.
I like this comment. He said Ryan Poles didn't have any help on his side to choose the right person. This time he has Ben Johnson that will make the best decision for the team. I love that we just believe that.
Hey, listen, nope.
I gotta see it.
Hey, listen, I got Caleb Williams taking pics with What's that running back's name? Genty.
Genty.
Yeah, no, listen,
Hey,
Ben
hey,
Johnson's gonna
Yeah.
draft that kid, dog.
Everybody relax.
Ben Johnson's drafted that kid. I can
Please
see it
relax.
right
To be
now.
honest with you,
Please,
more and more, I think
no,
they got
no,
plenty of running backs that you
please.
can get later
Please.
that are just as
Can you
talented.
please say it again for
Just
the
as
people in the
talented.
back?
We got Ian Wheeler.
Please.
I got the
Please.
Wheeler.
I'm fine with
I'm
Ian
gonna
Wheeler
go
too.
with
Got
it.
Amari and
Hey man,
got-
let's keep this thing moving
Man,
along. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. As y'all can see, very spirited discussion. We got a lot of time we can get to in this show. We got nice times. What I do love though is that